Okay, what is going on, guys? JNC here with JNC Rewind number 12. This time we're going to be doing WWF No Way Out 2000.
The start of the February wave of scheduling, getting ready for a bunch of February pay-per-views, especially a bunch of No Way Outs. Here's our first one. My first of many, obviously.
Yeah, of course. We have No Way Out 2000 set for today. We have No Way Out 2007 coming up on the way. We have No Way Out 2001, which has just recently been added to the lineup. Originally, it was supposed to be In Your House Final Four, which we will get to that at some point soon. We're going to save that for later as to why.
No, I also think, too. I think this is our first 2000 show.
Yeah, this is our first show from the year 2000. Yeah, that is very true. And also we're going to be doing, of course, St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999. And we're going to be ending it with No Way Out of 2008 to close out the month. That is for the JNT Rewinds, of course. There should be JNT Radios, of course, and there'll be NXT TakeOver review and recaps for NXT TakeOver Portland in a couple weeks. But here we are. WWF No Way Out 2000. Let the game begin. Of course, this is the year 2000, 20 years ago, if you could believe that.
Yeah, no, what the hell?
During this time period, we'd still be deep into the Attitude Era. That would keep running until, I'd say, probably to the end of the year, maybe early 2001 for some. The main story here is between Triple H and Mick Foley, as the McMahon-Helmsley era would be fresh in the beginning stages still here. Triple H would be enjoying his third reign as world champion. The Rock also had won the Royal Rumble match the previous month. I guess another thing to point out here is the fact that there is no Stone Cold Steve Austin nor The Undertaker. Both were out due to injury at this time. Austin was recovering from spinal surgery that was needed due to a serious injury which he had suffered back in 1997 at that year's SummerSlam. Following the 1999 SummerSlam, Undertaker suffered a groin tear, limiting his physical participation for several matches. And in September, they'd run Angle on SmackDown where he'd kayfabe walk out of the WWF. In the meantime, he'd take a hiatus to heal up. He'd return to action December 14th at a house show in Puerto Rico, but would suffer a torn pec, sidelining him for another 7-8 months. Getting back to the show, we'd see Mick as Cactus Jack, one of the three faces of Foley, in a match that he helped make famous, the Hell in a Cell. And the stipulation behind this one is that if he lost to Triple H, he would have to retire.
At the age of 34.
Yeah. So, that is still a young age to, have to retire. But I guess the only way it'd be, fitting, as he did say he had a 15-year career at this point. And also just the fact with all the punishment that he had taken thus far at this point in his career. So that's the only other way around it. But yeah, 34, that is true. You'd think he'd have a little bit more left in the tank. But yeah, but with all the stuff he put himself through, he didn't have much left probably to run with. But,
yeah, probably not.
So, of course, this is No Way Out 2000. This would be put on by the World Wrestling Federation from the Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut on February 27th of 2000. 12,551 was the recorded attendance figure, and this would have a buy rate of 480,000. That's for the pay-per-view buys. So we start out with the opening video package, which features Cactus Jack narrating it. He'd say, "Main eventing WrestleMania is his dream," and this is a quote. He'd say, "You may say this is no dream, this is a nightmare, maybe, but it's my nightmare, and I decide when I wake up." And of course, Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler would be your commentators for the show.
Yeah.
So we'd start out with the opening contest here. It'd be for the Intercontinental Championships, which would see champion Chris Jericho at the time, with China in his corner, defend against Kurt Angle, who was the European champion at this time. So both Kurt and Jericho, I guess, are still relatively new to the WWF at this time. Angle had debuted not too long ago, and Jericho hadn't been around super long.
Didn't Jericho debut in 2000?
He debuted in 99.
99?
Both of them debuted in 99.
Yeah, so yeah, they're...
I thought it was a really solid opener here. I guess in this one of the things that sticks out was, of course, Kurt would try to hit Jericho with the IC title, and Jericho would put him in the walls of Jericho. Kind of a weak walls of Jericho. He didn't really get much. He didn't really apply much pressure. He didn't really sit all the way down either.
No, because I think he knew that it wasn't going to be it anyway, I guess. Actually, no, I think he was trying to do the Lion Tamer.
Yeah, but he can get the knee on the back of the neck.
Yeah.
But Angle would make it to the rope. On the outside, Jericho would shove Angle, which would send China into the steel steps. Then Jericho would go for the Lion Salp, and Angle would use the Intercontinental title that was still in the ring before and nail him with it. And then he'd go for the cover, he'd get the pin, and would win the Intercontinental Championship in the first match, the opener. So Kurt Angle is the new champ. He'd win in 10 minutes, 14 seconds was the recorded time for this match. And I went ahead and gave it a 3 1/4. It says you had it for 3 stars.
Yes.
So, pretty solid opener.
Yeah, it was. Also, a funny thing to note is that referees will not be getting along during the show.
Nope. That is for sure. Then next we'd have a backstage interview with Michael Cole and the Dudleys. Don't really have much to say about it, but of course it's a segment.
First of all, what the hell was with Bubba Ray's freaking weird ass accent?
Oh yeah, did you? Oh yeah, that's right. You noticed that?
I did.
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's been doing some crazy stuff when they first came in, but like.
Yeah. I was wondering if you caught on to that. But yeah, so we'd have the World Wrestling Federation World Tag Team Championships on the line. We'd see the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn defend against Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys. Dudley Boys are also still kind of new at this time on WWF. Of course, they were most notably known for their time in ECW up until this point. You could still argue that may be what they're best known for. I mean, between WWF obviously and ECW, and obviously later they had a run in TNA, but ECW, you could even argue that was their. Well, that's what brought them to fame, and you could still argue that was their best run. But I mean, that was an example of two guys who they came from an outside place and they still found success in WWE or WWF. So that
they still did. I think up until 2004, before 2004.
Yeah, I thought they had plenty of success. Yeah, great run.
They have proved that they are the greatest tag team, probably not in just WWE or TNA or even ECW, just all around wrestling. Probably are the best tag team ever because
23-time tag champs.
Well, not even that. Like no matter where they go, they have success.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. They're the most decorated tag team of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, one of the greatest to ever do it, no doubt. But during the entrances, Jarrett would refer, or during the Outlaws entrance, they would refer to the Outlaws as quite possibly the greatest tag team of all time. Now, you could arguably say, for WWF standards, WWE standards, at the late 90s, maybe they were the best tag team.
Yeah.
But you could make that case. All time-wise, I mean, they had great chemistry, and I mean,
they were basically facing the best tag team of all time, as I just alluded to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, maybe for WWF in the late 90s, maybe they were the best tag team, right?
Maybe.
But and they probably still are one of the best themselves, but I don't know. But I just heard that, so I thought I'd mention that. Start the match, the Dudley Boys would storm the ring, and both teams would start battling to kick this match off. ECW chants would reign from the crowd in the early parts of this contest. Of course, there was a Bubba Bomb. There was the What's Up headbutt from Devon. I guess Billy would get injured during this. Road Dogg would he'd make the tag to him. He'd come in, hit a famouser. Toward the end, following a pin attempt from Road Dogg, Bubba would hit Billy Gunn with a lead pipe in the shoulder.
Yeah, he cracked him.
Yeah, with the referee temporarily down, Bubba would sneak back in the ring, and both him and Devon would hit actually a pretty good 3D, nice 3D, and for the win and become the WWF World Tag Team Champions for the first time.
For WWF.
Yeah, of course they had plenty of titles in ECW, but Short match here, but it made sense, with I guess with Billy's injury. So 5 minutes and 20 seconds was the recorded time for this.
Well, here's the thing though, they don't win the tag team championships, then we don't get that triple threat ladder match at WrestleMania, and we don't get those TLC matches.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that they were probably sent along to win it. It's just it probably would have been more of a match than it was if it hadn't gotten cut short due to the injury.
Yeah,
but 2 1/4, not. It was okay. It was passable. I mean, with the time given and allotted,
I gave it
2.5.
2.5.
That's what I had down.
Yeah.
So it's whatever for me. But I've seen far better tag matches. Even on the show, I've seen far worse. So moving on. Next, they'd show Kurt Angle celebrating his Intercontinental Championship victory with the fans.
That's weird.
Yeah, I guess he was up in the concessions or whatever. And prior to the match, the next match, they'd show Viscera dropping a splash on Mae Young on Raw.
Yeah.
And they'd show Mark Henry and Viscera brawling earlier in the night on Heat. So we'd have a singles match here between Mark Henry and Viscera.
Man, mind you, he splashed a pregnant Mae Young.
Yeah. So,
God.
JR would say in this that it wouldn't be a pretty matchup, and this most definitely was not. There was an Irish whip from Viscera to Mark Henry into the steel steps. That's just one thing I put down. I guess it was a pretty aggressive Irish whip. Crowd was boring. Mae Young would later charge.
Right.
Mae Young would later charge down to the ring. She tried to stop the beatdown on Mark, but Viscera would then shove her down. He looked to go for a splash just like he did to her on Monday Night Raw, but Mark would get in the way, knock him down, hit a body slam, and get the win in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Quarter of a star for me.
What did I give it? Was this my...
I think he gave it looks like he gave it a star.
Oh, really?
That seems awfully high. I mean,
Really?
I'm not gonna tell you how to rate these matches or whatever, but that seems awfully high to me. I give it quarter of a star.
Honestly, I just rated it as 1 as just... I didn't fucking know what to do, so it was like 1.
Yeah, moving on. Next, we had a backstage interview with Julian Garcia and Chris Jericho. She'd ask him if there's any tension between him and China now after the night. Jericho would say that there isn't. He'd call her Vivian instead of Lillian. Thought that was kind of funny. In the locker room, Billy Gunn is being checked on for a shoulder injury. Then next, we'd have a number one contenders match. This would decide who would be the number one contenders for the World Tag Team titles. We'd see Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, with Terry in their corner. Before the match, the Acolytes Protection Agency, also known as the APA, or still, I believe, the Acolytes at this time.
Yeah, they're still called the Acolytes, but it's the beginning stages. It's like the beginning stages of what they were doing, the APA stuff.
So I guess Terry had hired them to protect her from the Dudleys.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting about this is both teams are faces here, but it seemed like the Hardy Boys had pretty much worked this match, at least early on, as the heels, as they taunt a little bit, a little bit out of character there. For them.
There's a lot of
Sorry, phone.
Yeah.
If you heard that. Oh gosh, where were we?
Yeah. No, we're talking about the tag match, but I forgot what I was gonna say because of
Oh yeah, Okay, so.
No. Okay, no, I remember now. Sorry about that. But there are a lot of for these two face tag teams, a lot of uncharacteristic stuff were in this match. They were I remember JR actually alluded to. Don't know, I forgot what exactly, but I remember JR actually mentioning that there was a lot of uncharacteristic things in this match with the Hardys and Edge and Christian.
There's a double pin spot here on which, at the time, no one's really, I guess, seen and truly know who the legal men were, I should say. The Hardys would look to go for poetry in motion, but Edge would catch Jeff in midair with the spear. Great spot.
That was an awesome spot.
Great spot. And then towards the end, I guess Terry would shove Jeff Hardy